Welcome, everyone, to another Sonic game! Yay!
We can get views again.
It took us a year to get to this one. But it's Sonic Frontiers! It's the first open zone Sonic game and the current newest Sonic title in the franchise.
I swear if it's the last open zone game, I'm gonna shoot someone at Sega.
I think if it is, then we will have to blame Kishimoto for that.
Kishimoto, don't fail me. I like secret rings, damn it.
Yeah.
I was there with you, man, when I was a child.
If you've been watching our channel consistently, you'll know that we've been talking about this one in like every playthrough we've done so far. And you might have gleamed from that fact that this is the game before any of the free content updates came out. Which, you know, with update 2 at least, it kind of vastly improved the game. We will be doing a final part after this playthrough's over, showcasing the DLC. But for now, we're going full vanilla with this bitch.
You didn't have it in Japanese, you coward.
No. I also don't have subtitles on again.
Damn it.
I keep forgetting to do that with these games.
This is like one of the few cutscenes that's well directed in this game.
I mean, yeah, I remember...
like, all the ones where it's just on the islands are like the quality of Arkham Asylum cutscenes.
Yeah.
And it's...
Well, I mean,
they were bad on the 360, they're not good now.
They still have, like, higher quality cutscenes throughout the game. Like this one. But not for the just random dialogue things that are kind of optional to beat the game. Mm-hmm. So
I miss the pre-rendered cutscenes. When can we get those back?
Okay, well, you say that, but technically all these damn cutscenes are pre-rendered, which is why they look so damn pixelated. But they are, it's like animated in game, but they pre-rendered it to, I guess, save on file sizes.
Fine, FMV.
Just say CG. CGI.
No, I am a Final Fantasy fan, it's FMV.
I guess, but shut up.
This is why I'm recording 13 and not a good one.
I was incredibly disappointed when this game had no goddamn CGI in the game again. Like, how many Sonic games have they done that with now? Freaking...
Since Gens, I believe.
Yeah, well... Yeah, those games... Gens and Lost World at least have a CGI opener cutscene. But...
Gens also had the CG trailers.
Yeah, Gens
that are in the game, which none of those are in Frontiers, so I'm counting it against Frontiers here.
And this is the new Sonic game. So what level are we in? Oh, it's fucking Green Hill again. We can't fucking escape it. It's never going away.
It's back in the newest game, even.
Huh?
It's still in the newest game.
Well, this is the newest game.
I'm talking about Superstars.
That's not out yet, and it's not in that. Well, actually, it's in a cutscene. That's it.
It's in the game. It's just Green Hill with a different name.
And in this game, the nostalgia pandering shit is even lazier because this is literally just Generations assets, just ripped straight out of that game.
With an Unleashed layout.
Yeah, with a worse version of the Unleashed layout. Yeah, this is something like almost all the Cyberspace stages are just ripped from previous games, and this controls worse and is designed worse. So
yeah, but like at least some of them are actually really, really good stages.
Yeah, I
that
mean,
actually work well within the controls they have here. Specifically the SA2 stages. Which one was it? I think it was it was Sky Canyon?
Sky Rail
Canyon? Sky Rail, yeah. That stage was so much fun. I played it through a few times the first time I got to it.
Mhm. Yeah, they're like the SA2 stages were my highlight, but I will say the like fully brand new 3D stages, like because there are some of those in this, they're actually really freaking good. They're like a hybrid of boost level design and adventure level design, and it's like
Hmm.
I think that's what this control scheme works best with. But you might be asking yourselves, why did I play that level twice? It's because this is a 100% playthrough, everyone. I am getting all the shit, and there's a lot of it.
Did you get all the collectibles from the map?
Yep. Okay, well, no, I didn't get all the freaking memory tokens. That's stupid.
It's not 100%. It's
Now it's
fake.
not. Update 2 freaking ruined my save file because there's a freaking memory token on Kronos Island that I collected on my first playthrough of this game, but I can't recollect it, and it's still appearing on the map, so I'll never get 100% completion on that save file.
I I haven't played this game since I first played it.
I mean, that's fair. I've
I
just been
played it a
playing the
little
updates.
bit and was like, I'll play more later, and then never did.
Hmm.
I don't feel like I should
Yeah,
replay this one as much, but I haven't been in too much of a Sonic mood lately.
yeah. This game is kind of the least replayable Sonic game, which is sad because that's what Sonic has always been about, is the replayability. Like going
But
back, getting faster times, exploring
as a
stages.
highlight, it is one of the longer games, which is nice. So it
Yeah,
made that first playthrough a lot better.
yeah. Though I will say I did
Something
feel,
that we haven't really seen since
some.
like Unleashed.
Yeah, I will say though I felt some fatigue starting in Island 2 on my first playthrough because I was going for completion then. But anyways, I wanna apologize real quick if this looks a little blurry. Recording this with my on my PC while recording it at the same time. Uh, my PC did not like it, and this game just looks really blurry for some reason. So
They brought back the Lightspeed Dash. I was so happy when I saw that.
yeah, and it's shit.
It's back. That's all
it
that matters.
it's I'm happy it's back too, but it does not get good until, well, it's never good in cyberspace because cyberspace is always using the same physics for no matter how many times you play it or level up Sonic. But
Real quick, I
um
just wanted to say on that on the physics. When I turned this game on and I saw the menu for it, I think I turned everything to full instantly. I never went back. I don't know if that's what you did,
see,
but I never had any problems.
that's what most people do, but that makes Sonic control so much more jarringly. Like
I kind of liked it.
like he instantly, like when you press the stick, you're instantly jogging at top speed, and that doesn't feel very Sonic to me. The something else that doesn't feel Sonic is the fact that you can just stop on a dime in this game. Uh,
That
which
got fixed in a recent update, though.
yeah, update 2 added the ability to make Sonic decelerate because it's a physics slider option now. Which is good. But the controls for this game vanilla were like they were a breath of fresh air, being able to run around a 3D space with Sonic and actually properly control him and platform around and everything. It felt really good when I first played this, but now looking at it with a more critical eye, there's definitely a lot of issues that I have with it. Like,
There are, but I found the control scheme really nice for breaking the game and doing a lot of unintended things to sequence break, especially scripted sections. That was like one of my
yeah,
favorite things to do when playing this.
hmm,
Was how much can I break the scripted sections
yeah,
and get something without out of order without
yeah,
doing it properly. I thought that was a lot of fun.
yeah.
It almost
That
felt like to the point where it's like I wonder if this was intentional that you could break it this much, but probably not.
yeah, that is, well. I mean, that's kind of like the whole fun of open world games, is being able to play them how you want. The problem with this game and that idea is a lot of the platforming sections utilize a bunch of automated boost pads, rails, that sort of stuff, which limits how much you can do unless you know how to like break those things.
Yeah,
Which,
and that's what was fun.
yeah, I still do hope for a future game that they minimize the whole grind rail stuff because there's way too many in this game.
Yeah, I did like how snappy a lot of the actions felt in this. So like a lot of them just instantly happened. The homing attack is almost instant on enemies, like Unleashed, and that made me happy.
Except the recoil
attacks too.
Except the recoil when you hit an enemy is kind of slow, but
yeah, I was a little mixed on the combat at first, but it got a lot better when I stopped trying to play it like Unleashed and was like, you don't really need to use it very much. So when you do that, it doesn't feel as bad because you're not using it as much.
Yeah.
But if you try to go and do combat for a while, it's gonna be pretty rough. Mm-hmm. I mean, it was for Unleashed too, but at least on Unleashed you could play around with combos even if they didn't mean anything. Mm-hmm. You know, they're still flashy and such.
Yeah. The combat is just kind of too basic for me. Like, it's there. You know, I feel like I'm sounding very negative so far, but I want to say I do really like this game. Like
oh yeah, this game is great.
It's a really good Sonic game. I think it's a pretty good direction to take the franchise. It has a lot of problems that I want fixed in the future, and those are just the easiest things to talk about. But like I do really
Sonic cycle?
Yeah. Well, no, because the game turned out good this time.
Unleashed was good too. Yeah.
Well, see, like the true Sonic cycle is they struggle for a little bit until they get a working formula, and then they use that working formula for like 3 games, and then they get rid of it and do something new, and then they're like, oh shit, nobody liked that. Let's try and go back, but then they fuck it up by going back, and it's not as good. That's happened. That's actually happened twice now. That's happened with the Sonic Adventure gameplay and the Boost gameplay. So.
Yep.
Yeah. Also, yeah, I just got a third of the skill tree done right away. Yep. This game tries to have like the RPG elements. They just don't have enough of it. And that's why it feels very basic. Yeah.
So, I like how this game pays tribute to the classics in different ways than you would expect. With, for me, the main one being how free the game is. Mm-hmm. In the sense, like, I brought it up before, you can break a lot of scripted sections, and I'm sure they weren't intentional, but to me that adds to it and that freedom that I can do it. And then also the open zone in general, and then the fact you can do this game in such a weird order. You can skip so much. You don't like the cyberspace stages, you don't have to play them. Just run around in a circle for like a minute. It's not that bad. You will get portal gears. It's pretty easy. Yeah. Or not portal gears, but
the keys.
The keys.
Yeah.
Or just break shit too. They have, like, in the Eggman capsules, they have them too.
That is like...
I know something I really liked.
Like,
and
I
also
do
the
like...
side loop and how you can use it. I think it's a great approach to combat. I wish there were less enemies that required it, but it is what it is.
On the whole, like, freedom of progression stuff, I do like that. I think it's good. I think they might have taken it a little too far with this game, and that might seem counterintuitive, but hear me out here. So in other collectathons, you have like a main collectible, and you get that collectible by doing like a platforming challenge or a boss fight or something like that. Like, think Stars from Mario 64 or Galaxy or whatever. This game doesn't really have anything like that. Like, everything just kind of feels like it's a thing that you need to get another thing, and then it's a thing you need to get another thing, and it's just a bunch of trinkets. Like, a lot of these things I don't really feel accomplished in getting, you know.
Me neither, but that's why I'm glad that they're all mini platforming challenges in the style of Sonic, because it felt like the challenge itself was the reward. And I don't really even give a shit about the trinket. It was like, I just had fun running through it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because I think even the rail heavy ones, I think, are a lot of fun to go through. There are enough jumps and stuff, enough of a puzzle to it. And I have fun, and I feel very skillful doing it.
I think,
especially on Rhea Island. I think it feels the best there. It was so much fun.
I think my biggest issue though is the fact that like everything is so disposable that all the collectibles infinitely respawn forever in this game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, you have to wait for like the blood moon or whatever, but like they do, like nothing feels valuable, nothing really feels like an accomplishment.
I think it would have been better if they filled the map with a shit ton of collectibles, way more than you needed, instead of having them infinitely respawn.
It's either that or like maybe on like these Titan bosses or these like Guardian bosses, maybe make those like make these like more like proper boss fights, and then you get like a big main objective collectible or something. I don't know. What I'm saying is I think I like the freedom this game has. I kind of want them to lean more Mario 64 next time, if that makes any sense. Because
Mm-hmm.
like that game still has a lot of freedom of progression. Like you can pick and choose which stars you want to do and which stars you don't want to do. Like I kind of want something like that. I kind of want like it would have been better in this game for me if like cyberspace challenges netted you like some kind of collectible, and you also get that same kind of collectible by like doing like optional platforming challenges and stuff, or like
Mm-hmm.
NPC side quests, which this game doesn't really have any NPC side quests. So yeah.
How did you to talk about the story a little bit because we completely ignored it? How do you like the villain of this game?
eh, I mean, it's cool to have back finally the eldritch being in a Sonic game, because I did honestly miss those things from like the adventure era and Unleashed and stuff. But this one's kind of just lame to me. I don't know.
Yeah, it's faceless and such. There was something I liked about it a little bit because like the voice is unsettling.
Mm-hmm.
I think it adds to it. I'm defending it a little too hard here, but
Well, no,
I think it's fine enough for what they were doing, and especially with how it comes to a head in the final boss.
yeah.
Spoiler alert: I love the final boss. I'm
Mm-hmm.
just gonna say that now. We talk about it more later, but
Yeah. To cut you off real quick, this is supposedly the hardest level in the game.
I've seen I've seen the
Look,
time trial runs
no,
of this.
no,
It's
no,
kind of
look,
ridiculous.
look at
I
this.
never got it.
Look at this. You just take the bottom path because in this game, dash pads actually make you run faster. I know, shocker. But you just take the dash pads. I even messed up there getting the red ring. But you'll see, I get all the challenges in one run of this level. It's not hard.
Yeah, unfortunately, Sonic fans, by design, like to take the upper path.
Yeah, like that is like a weird design of this level. It's like
And I've seen people trying to speedrun this with the upper path, and it was insane what they had to do.
yeah. For most of the cyberspace stages, they have different paths for different purposes. Yeah, see, I did it all first try. But like they have different paths for different purposes. So like in that level specifically, the upper path has way more rings. So if you're going for the ring challenge, you want to go the upper pathway. But if you're going for the speed run challenge, you want to go for the lower path in that specific level. And a lot of the stages do that. And it kind of makes it hard in some cases to do them all in one run. But it doesn't end up mattering in most of the stages because, as you'll see, I will end up getting most of them all in one run.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, these give you keys which unlock Chaos Emerald Vaults.
How did you like the music in the cyberspace?
I actually really liked it at first, but now I'm kind of just like, if I hear a song, it doesn't immediately link to a level in my head. You know,
Yeah.
like how other Sonic games, you hear a song, you instantly know that's Emerald Coast or that's Windmill Isle.
Because there's no overarching level theme.
Yeah. What I think would have been way better for Cyberspace. Also, yeah, I got so many keys that I unlocked 3 Chaos Emeralds at once. that happens when you're going for 100% completion. You don't need
I
to
do wish you could cut off cutscenes and like replace it with like a little checklist that would appear, being like, "Oh, hey, this is now open up for you to get. You can go grab that now."
Yeah, I agree. But Oh, what was I saying before? Oh, I think what would have been a way better idea for cyberspace would be, instead of taking level themes from a bunch of past games, just have each of the level themes for a specific island just be the same thing as the island that you're on, just in a cool cybery aesthetic. So like
Hmm.
it would have just been Kronos Island assets, but with like the cool cyberspace shit floating around for all the Kronos levels, and then the same thing for
Unfortunately, we
Ares
just need Green Hill and Chemical Plant more.
and Sky Sanctuary, which, to be fair, that's only been reused in Generations. But this is still just the Generations art assets, and it gets really messed up when it's a Generations level theme with the Generations level design from that level theme.
Yeah,
So it's just like, why am I not just playing Generations right now?
be more fun than this stupid ass level. I don't
Yeah.
complain too much though because the cyberspace levels are like a good 5% of your runtime for this game.
Yeah.
You can probably beat them all back to back within like 20-30 minutes. And my first playthrough of this game was like 15-20 hours,
Yeah.
something like that. So
Yeah.
I'd say that's pretty good.
Yeah. The whole of cyberspace is like if they basically took like a less polished Sonic Forces and stapled it onto the side of an open world game. That's pretty much because there's exactly the same amount of stages in cyberspace as there are in Forces. There's 30. Um, so it's basically like they just had the Forces level designers do that, and it feels like they did that. They'd had cyberspace just in case people didn't like the open zone. That's just what it felt
Except
like to
there's so
me.
little cyberspace, it's not enough.
Well,
So if you
yeah,
still
I
dislike the
I
open zone, you're
agree.
still gonna dislike the main game.
I agree. I think it was like a band-aid. It feels like this game's trying to push Sonic into like a new quote unquote era, if we want to call them those. But it has one foot still in the previous era, just in case people don't like the new stuff.
There's only one era, and it's the Dark Age, and it's been going on since Sonic 1.
Sonic 1 GBA, you mean?
No, that was like the brief span of light we saw.
What the fuck is wrong with
I should record that.
Speaking of enemies that require the Psy-Loop, frick these guys. I hate
Yeah,
them.
I
especially
never fought
early,
them.
especially in the
I
early
started.
game.
I don't think I've ever killed one of these guys. I started fighting one. I saw what you had to do, and I was like,
Yeah,
no. There are a few enemies in this game and bosses that I've never actually fought before, like the squid. I
you
never
never
fought him.
fought Squid.
No, he would appear. I couldn't jump onto him once, and I was like, "Fuck you! I'm going home."
It's like the most traditional Sonic boss.
Screw you guys! I'm going home.
You guys, I'm going home.
Alright, that was so much better. Thank you, Cartman.
Yeah, he just appeared in the Discord for a second. What the hell? Oh
Matt
yeah.
Stone, Trey Parker, is that you? Hi, Amy.
Hi, Amy. One thing I really dislike about this game's story is the fact that they're like, oh, it's such a big mystery. But the only reason it's a mystery is because Sonic keeps asking Sage what's going on. And she's just like, telling you would change nothing. And then she'll just fucking leave. Like,
I get that part of it's trying to convince Sage, but at the same time, I think it would have worked better if she was just told by Eggman, "Don't work with Sonic," because she well before this came to the decision that we need to work with Sonic to free Eggman.
yeah.
So it's not even like Eggman told her anything. She was just like, "Oh, I know he's gonna hate this, so I'm not gonna tell him for a while."
Yeah.
I felt like they were trying to go a couple of different ways. Couldn't fully decide on it, but ultimately, I don't care. I love Sage.
Yeah. It's just a really frustrating thing because, like, especially when we get to Chaos Island, like, the other characters are also in cyberspace. So they could be learning things like Sage has been doing. But when we get to, like, especially with Tails, because you'd think Tails would be the one to do that. No, he's just like studying the ruins and stuff, which is fine. But then we get all the exposition dump on the last island with Sage.
Yeah.
She's just like, okay, I'll tell you literally everything I know.
It felt like they couldn't decide whether they wanted an epic story or a character-driven story, you know?
Well,
And they tried
they
to do
definitely
both
wanted,
and didn't
yeah.
really hit the best of. I think they hit the character story more than the main story, but
Mm-hmm.
they could, if they just kind of put even less focus on the main story, I think the character story could have been even better.
Yeah.
Because I think for what's here, the character story is pretty good.
Yeah, I'm all for like fully
I
character
didn't know you
driven
could do that.
stories. Dude, this was like in preview footage.
Was it? I didn't watch it
Yeah.
then.
This gets you 2 free freaking portal gears. It's like the
Hell
easiest
yeah!
way to
Any
get
chance
portal
to
gears.
fight less of these bosses, I'll take.
Yeah.
They're not
Like,
too bad. They're just I never want to fight them.
yeah, and there's 2 of these guys on this island.
Don't
So
they
you
respond
can
though?
They do, yeah, but I'm saying like on a first playthrough, you could just run up to their feet and get literally 4 portal gears, and that's like almost half the stages unlocked right there.
Mm-hmm. Get the rest by side looping.
Yeah. Yeah, this boss I've seen a lot of people struggle with. You can very easily cheese it. It's like your tutorial for
I figured out that you could dash midair like first way through it, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
this is fun.
Well, it's also the fact that this is like your tutorial for climbing titans, because you can climb this guy, like his body. If you fall off of like the arms or whatever, if you land on the body, you can climb on it like any other climbable surface. And
Yeah, too bad they don't go too far with it because the main boss titans you fight, you only have to climb up them once. I wish you like had to climb up different sections of them to like break something, kind of like
Yeah.
like Gaia from Unleashed. I think
Or-
would have been cooler.
or like just like actually just take it to the Shadow of the Colossus level and just make their bodies like ancient platforming challenges. You
Yeah,
know?
it would have been a cooler build up, I think, to Supersonic. But
Yeah.
oh well, it just made it so every time I got started the battle, it's like, all right, cool. When can I be Supersonic?
Yeah, and then those supersonic
And
bosses.
it's a shame too, because they're like, for the base version of each Titan, they have like 4 minutes worth of music, and it's really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
They're really good.
They have like
orchestral themes
different.
for
They have
them.
like different levels too. Like there's
Yeah.
there's like I think my favorite Guardian theme in the game is Ghost. I don't know if you've heard that one. It's from like Uranos Island. It's the one where you have to side loop the like towers.
Oh,
But that
it's
that
Oranos, by the way.
whatever. But the boss, like that boss music is like super good. We'll hear it when we get there, but I think that's definitely my favorite Titan boss theme.
He didn't miss it.
Nope.
I saw you skip past that. I was like, oh.
Well, I was in the mindset of speedrunning, but as you see, I got the S rank anyway. Most of the S rank time, yeah, I even got it by like 20
They're pretty
seconds.
generous, yeah.
And I wish they weren't. I wish that these were a struggle to get S ranks.
I'm surprised hard mode didn't change the times at all, but...
No, it extreme mode does.
Oh, that's right. There's an extreme mode now. I haven't played that yet.
Extreme mode makes Cyberspace getting the S ranks at least a little more precise. It's not that much harder. Like when I did my extreme mode playthrough, I did like maybe an extra 1 or 2 playthroughs per stage.
Would you recommend extreme for a first time playthrough?
Not if you want to
I
get...
thought hard was pretty easy.
If you don't want to be annoyed as hell, don't play extreme mode. Because you die in one hit, and there's a lot of cheap hits that you don't really think about in the regular playthrough because you just have rings and you can pick them right back up.
Mm-hmm.
But
how did you? Maybe I should save this for when we're at the audio logs. But how'd you like Mike Pollock in this game?
I mean, Mike Pollock is always good as Eggman, so it's like I didn't really notice any difference in his quality, but he does show more emotion here, which is good.
I like it because I like to think this is what he's like when he's actually alone.
Yeah.
Because, like, whenever you see him, he's always with somebody else, either Sonic or Orbot and Cubot. And, you know, they're there to annoy him. So I think it works. But I kind of like it here where he's just alone talking to himself or with Sage, who he starts to view as a daughter. And I think I like that a lot.
That is another thing with this story that we kind of glance past because that's the most subtle version of it in this entire story. But this game references all the other Sonic games so often. And in that cutscene, you might not have realized was referencing Shadow the Hedgehog because he talks about how he has digital cyberspace constructs of his own in his own networks. But this is way more advanced.
I forgot about that, yeah.
Yeah, so...
I know later they reference the Black Arms directly, but
yeah,
I forgot about that one.
I like when they do it more subtly, like this cutscene did. But
it's
every other time in this game is just like, oh hey, that was like Dark Gaia. Remember Dark Gaia?
You say that, but that was me every single time. Was oh shit, they said Dark Gaia.
Yeah, but like
oh shit, they said Black Arms.
Yeah, as a longtime fan, that first playthrough through the story was definitely cathartic. Being like, they're finally remembering Sonic cares about his stories, and it makes me so happy. But witnessing the story multiple times is annoying.
Dark Gaia is a thing, but it doesn't make sense, and it kind of retcons a lot of stuff, but it's still cool.
Yeah, the ancients, the Chaos Emeralds are from space, but in Unleashed, they were used for reviving the or bringing the planet back together, and what the fuck?
Who cares? It's cool.
And it was
actually, theory time. Those weren't altars for the emeralds; they were altars for shards of the Master Emerald. Because that I think is on Earth. Because that's on Angel Island.
That's stupid.
And that's why the emeralds came here, was to find the Master.
Well, those altars are like for restoring the emeralds as well.
They had leftover amounts of Master Emerald energy.
Also, so who was strong enough to break the freaking Master Emerald millions of years ago on Earth?
Knuckles did it in like a single punch.
Knuckles is like one of the most powerful characters in Sonic.
There were echidnas. Probably.
Yeah, but were they strong as Knuckles?
5 of them probably were.
Why is Knuckles the only one left alive?
Don't worry about it, because chaos.
Because chaos.
They can handle 1 Master Emerald, but not 7 Chaos Emeralds. Duh.
Yeah. I do...
You see, that's another thing. Chaos came out of the Master Emerald. So...
that is true. Well, he was...
when like, he's in there, it makes it more powerful.
Does that just mean after Sonic Adventure that the Master Emerald's just fully weakened for the rest of time now?
Yeah. That's why there's no more Hypersonic.
That's why... yeah, they can't power the super... Dude, Ian Flynn should have wrote that. Why did we come up with that?
Exactly. Without Chaos and the Master Emerald, we can't create Super Emeralds.
That's actually genius. I can't believe Ian Flynn didn't think of that.
You're welcome. I'll
us.
Take my check in the mail, please.
Yeah, freaking Ian Flynn. We copyright that idea. We're Ken Penders now.
Ian Flynn, if you ever watch this, you're a god, and please take this idea to Sega.
Hey, this is Evangelion.
Yes, it is.
I do plan on watching that, so don't get on my case. Yes.
Why are you watching Evangelion without me telling you to?
Because I want to.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn. I've tried to convince like so many friends at work that Evangelion is good. That's weird to hear.
But speaking of that, this game has big boys in it. And these guys are apparently too strong for regular Sonic, which means that they're stronger than most of the other god creatures that we've fought in the series, because...
Can Knuckles beat them? Couldn't Knuckles one-shot him, though? He one-shot Super Sonic.
No, but these guys are so big that him punching it would just, like, make a little hole in the arm. Or something.
You didn't even try.
No, see, I was waiting for the lock-on to appear. On that first one, it takes a second, but if you wait just a little too long, you'll fall.
No.
But
This is a cool set piece. I like it.
yeah. This means that this Titan right here is stronger than Perfect Chaos. Because
I don't think Perfect Chaos himself ever hurts Supersonic, though. You don't know.
he doesn't hurt Supersonic, but regular Sonic can beat Perfect Chaos, as we saw in Generations.
Oh, wait. I don't know why. I thought you were talking about Dark Gaia for a second. I'm like, wait. Oh. No, shoot. I got that wrong.
Dude, in that fight, the meteors hurt Supersonic. So I don't know if that fight specifically is a good judge.
Well, they don't knock the Supersonic out of him. They just knock rings out. Anyone can do that. But who can just knock it out of him in one punch? Just Knuckles.
Which I was so glad that they actually demonstrated that in the Sonic 2 movie. As he was the one to punch it out of Robotnik. That was so good.
Yeah. The movie was nothing but fan service, and I loved it.
Except for the wedding scene.
I think it's fine. Hot take, I'm sorry.
Yeah, whatever. But anyways, that guy, he threw us across the map, so now we're over here on the other side of Kronos, and we're doing
I did that
over here.
way earlier than you did, so I still missed a bunch of shit over there and had to go back.
Yeah, see, I kind of...
Like my first time playthrough.
I kind of planned my route a little bit more with this game. I got everything that I could over there before grabbing the red Chaos Emerald, which technically you just have to grab 2 emeralds. So even if it's not the red one, it's the second emerald triggers that cutscene.
Oh shit! This is the vanilla version of that. Oh boy.
Oh yeah, but thankfully it's not the other Coco, the Elder Coco. This one's the Hermit.
Yeah. Oh boy, that was bad.
Yeah. I haven't even got to experience the new version yet because I haven't done a new playthrough of the game.
We can do it together.
Well,
speed each other, and you'll probably win.
Probably. I am going pretty fast getting 100% in this game, I'm just saying. And this is 100% before the update 2 stuff completely just threw that out the window.
Did you like the Cocos?
They're all right. I like them more when we found out what they are.
Yeah.
They're like possessed idols, pretty much.
I thought that was kind of neat.
It is very neat. Especially since the ancient people are just chaos people, and that's kind of just awesome to me. Like the Chaos Emerald lore that they added, it does feel like it contradicts some stuff from Unleashed, but it's just so cool because it makes you think. It's like, the only reason Chow do they exist because the Chaos Emeralds are now on the planet, or is it? I don't know. Because Chow are related to Chaos. Because Chaos is just a mutated Chow, which means that the Chow are just some like weird pre-evolved form of the Chaos ancient people.
Yeah,
think about it.
They got really fucking dumb.
Yeah. Well,
independent.
The way I like to think about it is the ancients got wiped out. The Chaos Emeralds are now on Earth, and the Chaos Emeralds form these new creatures called Chow. But since it's more early in their stage of development, we don't get to see how far they progress, other than
I like to think the
Chaos.
Chow are the Chaos people, just the bodies without souls.
I mean, that also makes sense. I'm sort of thinking of them more as they're the same species, but they are like newly existing. Like they're sort of baby chaos people, if that makes any sense. Because like the way I'm envisioning it is when the Chaos Emeralds went to the Ancients' homeworld, that's what caused the ancient people to start existing, but they started out as little Chow people and eventually evolved into the Chaos people that we see. So we're just seeing that process again on Earth. It's just much earlier in the stage of that. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it makes sense to me.
Quick question, moving away from this dumbass conversation. Do you collect the emeralds as you go or all at once?
I generally, well, you'll see. I'm not the most efficient with this, because I kind of save all the story stuff for last. So I get like all the map stuff, all the chaos emeralds, all the cyberspace done, and then I just go from story objective to story objective.
I only ask because as you collect emeralds, it changes the music. There are actually, I think, for each track, 7 different versions of the track, each 4 minutes long, around that time. So, I don't know. I just wanted to make sure we get to hear the music because I really like the music of this game.
No, it's not like we're gonna really hear it that much, anyways. Because
I'm listening.
I will
Audience,
say
you're not going to be able to hear it. Fuck you.
I will say I think Asura or Ashura or whatever is like the most interesting Titan boss in the whole game.
Yes, 100%. Other than the real bosses,
the towers are kind of neat because you can climb to the top of them.
I liked the turtle one with the tornado. I just wish it wasn't so scripted.
Oh, I think that's like
and also the shark.
Yeah, the shark was cool on
like
the first
those ones
time.
Are pretty neat. It's just when you especially when you fail a section and have to redo it all again, it's not good.
Yeah. It's like
I wish there was a way you could interrupt it midway through faster so you get some hits in.
I agree. Yeah, that's like the big problem with the shark boss. It was like really cool the first time you fight it, but then after that it's like, oh my god, this just so I can hit him, it takes like a whole minute.
If this game were Sonic 06, you could only go on the rails one direction.
That is true. I've been playing too much PO6, so I had to like think of that in my head. But I think that is true for actual.
I'm just saying, like, if this game were designed like 06 and incomplete, which it is incomplete but not that bad, the rails probably would have been glitched like that. I could see that happening.
Yeah.
And they just kind of been like, oh, well, can't do anything about it now. It's out. You guys will still buy the game, right?
Also, you guys just saw me turn off the blur effect. That significantly increased the quality of this footage.
Oh, good.
It's not as blurry. It's still blurry because this game just looks blurry at 1080p, I guess. But now it's not nearly as bad. Like I can actually see Sonic now. It's good. I wish I would have known that before I started recording. But it's whatever. I was already freaking 42 minutes in. I wasn't gonna restart.
I like how when they showed this off in the trailer, they kept making it look like it was going to be the towers from Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, that's what
I did nothing to alleviate that, and then as soon as I played the game and realized it's a specific speed trial, I was like, oh, that's so much better.
Yeah, the towers in this are just platforming sections. It's a neat idea. I don't know.
I just wish they did more with it.
Yeah, there's
they
like
went further, made it harder.
There's like one tower per island.
Except for Rhea, where there's 3 of them, and they're all amazing.
Well, Rhea actually has 6, I think.
Whatever. But the point is, they're all a lot of fun.
And they're all massive, and they're all made of the like stock generic platforms that float in the sky, which this game is just littered with those. You know,
I don't mind it too much. It was fun.
The ones that, well, on Rhea Island, those are fun platforming challenges. I'm just more complaining about the fact that these platforms are like the main platforming in this game. It's like, and they pop in 10 feet in front of you,
Yeah. We were just talking to Sage. I just wanted to ask real quick, what are your thoughts on Sage overall as a character?
I like her.
Yeah, same here.
I'll
go a step further. I think she has one of my new favorite character designs in like all of Sonic. Like easily in my top 10.
See, I don't agree with that. Personally, I think She looks okay. I hope in the future if she comes back that she has like a little Eggman style outfit. That would be perfect. But
Or like Eggman's symbol on her outfit.
well, see, in this game she's just kind of wearing like a tattered dress. I kind of want her dress to be like styled after Eggman's jacket and stuff.
I mean, I think it's fine here because you're not supposed to know yet who she is.
Yeah, I'm saying that's why I say in future titles I hope she gets like an Eggman, like.
But I think she looks fantastic as a design.
I think for her character, we already talked about how I'm annoyed with her for just being like, it's not going to change the outcome. I'm not going to tell you anything.
Yeah, she's very pessimistic.
Yeah, and well, she literally just says the same thing over and over and over.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hey, look, it's Generations. Without drifting, so you have the things with the Frontiers physics are so weird. Because normally when you're boosting and running in cyberspace, you cannot turn. But
maybe update 3 will let us change the physics for cyberspace.
I hope so. But also the issue with this game's control, in these boost levels at least, is because since it's technically using the Frontiers control scheme, which is also used in, the open zone. It's using the same basic physics, so that means that if you're holding the boost button in cyberspace, you won't boost unless you're moving the stick. But that means if you let go of the boost button and change your direction on the stick and then boost again, you'll instantly just turn in that direction. So that's what I use to get around sharp turns in this game, is just let go, boost, quickly change direction, and then boost again. Because in other boost Sonic games, you wouldn't be able to do that. You'd have to like drift, or you'd have to slow down at least to get around those corners. But in this, no, you don't. Your only option is to let go of boost and walk around corners, or boost into the wall, or do what I do and then just exploit the game's physics. Cyberspace, I think, at least in the base game, control is like the worst boost control in Sonic. It's even worse than Forces, and I already thought that was the worst control for boosting in 3D at least. So Cyberspace is just
you didn't even need to do that.
Yeah. I think we can all agree that cyberspace is the weakest part of this game. Like, can we agree on that?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what most people have been saying. It is
because like even some of the weird challenges that are brought in and then never brought back are still fine enough for what they are. I didn't think any of them were too hard or too annoying, so I don't mind doing them.
Some people might argue that Chaos Island and its constant putting you in 2D sections is the worst part of the game. I would disagree, personally, because cyberspace
I did not think it was that bad. I thought it was pretty manageable.
On my first playthrough, I thought that was my favorite island, but when I replayed this game, that opinion changed greatly. That's because on the first playthrough, you're like, yeah, I'm gonna do everything, or at least for me, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do everything, and I'm gonna do.
That's what I was doing, but then
intended.
I still somehow missed one cutscene with Sage at the last island, and I was pissed. And then I never went through to actually beat it because I was showing the game to my little cousin, so I made him a new profile. And that's when I found out I never once saved the game properly.
A lot of people did that. I played the entire
game off of autosaves, and then I lost my save file.
A lot of people did that. You're not alone.
Oh, good. I don't feel as much like a dumbass.
Because everyone was like, why didn't my game save? I have it saved in slot 1, and I made a new game. Why? I thought it would use a different slot, but no. Slot 1 is just the autosave slot.
Yeah.
Which makes no sense.
Can you lightspeed dash for those?
You can lightspeed dash every collectible.
Really? I didn't know that.
It's hilarious.
There's a few things Sonic can do in this game that it just never tells you, and you never know, and you never use, but it's there.
Yeah, I use that a lot because when you kill a bunch...
I noticed...
Yeah, when you kill a bunch of enemies and there's just a bunch of chips on the ground, it's just so much faster to just hit lightspeed dash and he'll grab them all. It'll
Yeah,
kind of
another
fling
thing
you off in a different direction, but it's fine.
Yeah, another thing you can do that's absolutely useless, but I could do for like I did for like 5 minutes on end once was if you're running forward and then tilt the control stick immediately backwards, he'll like stop on a dime and do a little dash around backwards.
Mm.
And it's so satisfying to do. I wanted to bring that up because I doubt you're gonna ever do it. You don't need to in any playthrough.
Yeah, especially since
It has
just
absolutely
letting,
no purpose, but it has a full animation. It looks so satisfying, and I love seeing it.
especially since just letting go of the stick in this just has Sonic stop on a dime anyways. So
You basically have to do it while boosting.
yeah, you have to quickly move the stick to the opposite direction of your.
It's something you're never going to do mid game for what this is, but it looks awesome.
Yeah, because most of well, you might now with. I want to keep talk of the DLC updates to a minimum, but since we're talking about this now, may as well. In update 2, since they added deceleration, the brake feature that you're talking about is actually useful.
Is it? Okay.
Because now with the deceleration and keeping your speed when you jump and everything, it feels like an actual Sonic game. So yeah, you're gonna be using that brake a lot more than in this where you're just stopping on a dime if you let go of the stick anyways.
I did kind of like stopping on a dime though, just for precision.
Yeah, like I said, I thought the controls.
Once I got a hang of it, it was like it was pretty smooth.
Yeah.
But I understand why other people don't like it.
Yeah, like I said, when I first played this, I thought the controls were just this.
Stop! You don't need to.
Massive breath of fresh air.
They're the base ones.
Yeah, but they give you chips and stuff.
No, I'm talking about you don't need to side loop them.
Yeah, but it's fun.
I agree, the side loop is fun, but damn it, this is a recording.
Dude, I'm playing this way faster than you would. Anyways.
Probably. You're better at these games usually, except for Heroes.
And this is with minimal editing too, I might add, because this game is easy. Like, let's be honest here, it's a very easy game.
Unleashed is still probably the hardest, I think.
Yeah, and you'll make fun of me for this because I was saying this during the entire build up to Frontier's release. I was like, this game's gonna be the new age Sonic Unleashed. It's not quite there.
Dude, when you saw that in like trailers and the combat and stuff, it very much gave off those vibes.
And it looked
but it is different enough.
And it's like
it is a lot closer to Nier Automata than Unleashed.
With the Game Awards like teaser trailer where it was showing like the open world, I was like, oh my god, those are like massive levels and they look so good. This is gonna be like the new age Unleashed. And it was a decent mindset to have. Like, this is definitely the highest budget Sonic game since Generations. It's still probably a lower budget than Generations. Let's be real. But like, this was definitely the highest budget game in a while. And I think now that they actually were successful with this game, and it's like now the highest grossing Sonic, I don't know why I said grossing, that's for films. It's the highest selling Sonic game and since Sonic Heroes. I think future games will actually, start to have higher budget. We might not return to Unleash quality standards for a long time, but I think they'll start creeping up. Eventually, we might get there.
We'll just have to see with Sonic Superstars.
Yeah, well, I mean, that is technically
because that's probably not going to see the effects of this game's success.
Yeah, because it was in development at the same time.
I think it's going to determine a lot of what goes into this game's sequel, since that'll probably start development after Superstars and this is finished.
Yeah, I think the next game, they're probably like talking about the next game as we speak. They're probably like coming up with ideas, the pre-production stage, basically. But I definitely think it won't start full production until the DLC for this game is done. So
I doubt it's true, but I like to imagine Kishimoto has a notebook of all the helpful tips he got on Twitter. Probably not.
Well, I mean, you say that, but they are implementing some of that feedback into this game already,
Yeah.
And that gives me so much hope, because the Spin Dash, it's not exactly what I want, but it's a lot of fun. They added deceleration, acceleration, keeping your speed while jumping. Like, those are tiny things that most other developers wouldn't listen to, or you would think Sonic teams especially would not listen to, but they did listen to it, and they added it to the game, and it's awesome. So I have a lot of hope for the next game, personally. I think it's going to be... I think it's going to make Frontiers obsolete. Like, this is a good game, but it's like...
I would love to see that. I would be sad to not want to play this game again, but...
Well, it's like, this is like first game syndrome for open zone Sonic, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I can still play Sonic 1, so...
Yeah. Like, yeah.
Maybe it'll work out.
We'll probably still come back to this. But, like, because it is a good game. Like, I can't deny that it is a good game, but I do hope that the next game is so good that it makes this game look archaic.
Dude, I completely forgot this existed.
Yeah, so in place of this game actually having NPCs with side quests, they just made the side quests main objectives that give you Chaos Emeralds.
So it's not even a side quest.
Yeah. It's like this is... like
I love the dance, though.
I
love it so much.
Yeah. In any other game, though, that would have been a side quest. But in this game, because, you know, it was very clearly rushed, and they were struggling to find out what to do with Sonic in an open world. So, like...
Yeah, I guess I need to change my thesis. This game is Sonic Forces combined with Nier Automata combined with Devil May Cry.
Yeah, it pretty much is all of those things.
You'll understand when you play Nier Automata.
You keep telling me that.
Because I can't wait to play that game for this channel.
Oh, hey, look, it's that symbol that means nothing.
Yeah.
It just shows up when the Chaos spirits go to heaven.
I originally thought it was like going to expand. They were going to expand that into the larger logo of Frontiers, but they didn't.
Yeah, you would think it would have been like a background element of that logo or something. But no, it literally, it just appears when the Coco die and go to heaven.
You assume they go to heaven?
Huh?
You assume that I like to think they just go into cyberspace until they're reborn into another Coco, and then they just live out their life forever in hell. Because their souls are trapped and they don't have their bodies, because their bodies, the Chow, are these dumb little babies that can't get shit done.
True. I mean, the Coco is pretty much the same thing.
Actually, it's good. The plot of the next game is going to be combining the Chow with these guys, and then from then on, in each subsequent game, you're going to see the Chow become more and more advanced and more like Chaos.
That would be awesome.
That would be. Ian Flynn, hire me.
Let's see,
Not Sega, Ian Flynn, please.
My theory with Chaos has always been that he was like once just a Chaos Chow that lived for, because Chaos Chow are immortal, and then he just lived forever.
Isn't that what Sonic Adventure 2 implies?
Well, it doesn't necessarily imply that. Like we know Chaos is a mutated Chow. Like that, right. That's like confirmed canon. But my specific theory is that the Chaos Chows from Sonic Adventure 2 are what Chaos was at one point before he kept mutating.
Oh, I just always assumed that.
Because the Chaos Chows they like live forever.
Ice Age.
So he's just an ancient Chaos Chow.
I do like that Sage gets cutscenes for all of the islands, though I do wish on Oranos, other characters had a couple moments as well, kind of like how she does for this. But I
wish Eggman had cutscenes.
Yeah, actually, now that you say that.
That would have been cool. So much better than
I would love to see him and Sonic just sitting there having a chat without being enemies.
Yeah.
Other than, like, the one cutscene where Eggman went full tsundere and it was adorable.
You were too slow, so I found it for you. Blah, blah, blah.
Welcome to the Eggman Empire, all that stuff.
Oh, yeah, that was good. Instead of just being like, yeah, let's ally, he was like, I hereby indoctrinate you as a voluntary member of the Eggman Empire.
And it's great, too, because he just sounds like a parent being like, yeah, I'm going to do this for my kid.
Yeah. Eggman as a father to Sage is amazing. But it
I
kind of
didn't even
makes
know
me
you could jump that far in this game, but that just goes to show you how much fun this game is when you know how to break it.
yeah, that this is pretty much exclusive to power boosting because
Yeah.
in
What were you saying though before that? I
um
didn't want to fully lose that train of thought.
yeah, it's what I was saying is it's going to be weird in the next game if Eggman is the bad guy cuz he's such a good like Sage basically turned him into a good guy in this game.
Well, it's like since Adventure, they always felt like they were trying to do that slow turn away from Eggman being the main villain, but then
Yeah.
they kind of stopped short of that by Colors and kept that for a while.
Yeah, but
So it felt
and
like they just lost progress, and I like the step forward this game has, where Eggman is just not a villain
yeah.
whatsoever.
And it kind of cuz Ian Flynn is writing, well, he did write the IDW comics for a while before he started doing game stuff.
Is he no longer writing?
I think he sometimes goes and participates, but he's not the like lead writer anymore. I
Are
think
they still good?
I think that goes to Evan Stanley now, and yes, they are still good. But the in the comics, there's this whole arc where Eggman, after Forces, Eggman loses his memory and becomes this guy called Mr. Tinker. He has no recollection of the evil deeds he's done, and he's just a really good
Right.
guy. And Sonic, at that point, stops seeing Eggman as a bad guy, and he knows that there's a good side in him somewhere, and he's like hoping that one day he'll come around. Maybe that's gonna play into the games somehow.
Maybe that was some setup for this.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Because as far as I can tell, the comics can still be canon for this.
Yeah, there's no contradicting, though we have no idea how long between Forces in this happens, and there's a lot of crap that has happened after Forces in the comics, so
Yeah, I gotta read more of the comics. I think I read up to when Metal Sonic was a character, and he was Metal Overlord. Because I
Yeah.
got to that, or I think I saw the cover of that and was like, "Holy shit, Heroes fan service," and read that and then stopped.
yeah,
Because that was pretty dope.
the comics are just full of Heroes fan service, and Ian Flynn
As it should
himself has said, "I have no clue why I keep pulling stuff from that game. I don't even like it."
Dude, Heroes has so many cool ideas and aesthetics. It's so easy
Yeah.
to pull from.
One of the Dr. Starline from the comics. Have you seen him?
Describe him.
He's a platypus. He's
Oh, yeah, okay.
he at one point after, well, it's kind of spoilers for the comics, but he at one point, he doesn't want to work with Eggman anymore. He goes and he raids one of Eggman's bases, and he takes those like power, speed, and flight orbs from Sonic Heroes, and he invents a device that lets him switch between them at will. So he gets like speed.
That's
power,
actually
and
kind of
flight
awesome.
powers. Yeah, it's super sick. I love when they use hero stuff like that. And then of course there's the whole arc with the Zombot virus, which is just a freaking cheat code Easter egg in Sonic Heroes where you can play as metal versions of all the characters.
Yeah.
Like that. Like I think that's what Ian Flynn does really well, is utilizing previous game mechanics as actual lore. He doesn't
I'd
really
love to
do it
see
in this
him bring
game.
back the shadow capsules for some capacity.
You know what? That might have happened because in one of the new
No.
first
So
death.
close. Sometimes those are hard if you speed through them because you carry your acceleration as you jump, so sometimes you gotta slow down.
Yeah, because rails are like the only place where you actually carry all your speed into your jump.
Yeah. It makes them fun.
Yeah, it makes it to where you can just break the game with them. It's like in other Sonic games, you can slope jump off of pretty much anything. In this game, it's only rails, really. Unless you have Power Boost. Power Boost kind of unlocks some of the hidden Sonic physics that are really still in this game, but they limited them severely for some reason. Probably because they didn't want players breaking the game as easily, but that, of course, isn't an idea that's stuck because the later updates have been allowing that sort of stuff to happen, so... yeah, I think with the whole shadow capsules, thing that you were talking about? Oh, this is the freaking heart token that I collected in my first playthrough of this game. It's still appearing on the map, but it won't respawn for me to actually collect it for 100% completion in Update 2.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. But, anyways, the Shadow Capsule stuff might have happened in a new arc. That's basically what I've been trying to say before I interrupt myself
I've seen
again.
this green character appearing, and I was like, Scourge?
Oh, Surge. She is called Surge. It's kind of close.
Okay, then that's a reference to...
Well,
That was Sonic the comic, right?
No, that's Archie Sonic.
Really?
Yeah,
okay.
Scourge is Archie Sonic. But it's actually more of a reference to... So, in all the classic Sonic games, there are these glitches that cause, like, alternate palettes for certain Sonic characters. And
yeah, I know Echidna. Or something like that.
Yeah, the Wechidna for Knuckles.
Oh, Wechidna, yeah.
There's also Ashura for Sonic, which is a green Sonic with black on the forehead. And that's what Surge is based on. And then there's a blue Knuckles in Sonic 3 and Knuckles. And that is what Surge's sidekick is based on. And then Dr. Starline is based on Wechidna. And that was a goal for Ian Flynn, was to have a character based on all those glitched, like, characters from the classics. So, yeah. He got his wish.
That's like, do you know Ermac from Mortal Kombat?
I'm struggling to think of him. I do play Mortal Kombat.
He's like a current character, but I think it was one of the first 3 arcade games, but there was this glitch you could activate where it would spawn in Scorpion as your opponent, but his color palette would be glitched and he was red, and then he wouldn't have a name, so you would get, instead of a name, it would say Error Macro, but it would be shortened to Ermac.
Ah, okay.
So they made him into a official character after that.
That's kind of awesome. I love stuff like that in games.
So you see that a few times. I'm sure there's other examples too.
If Nintendo were cool, they would have made Missing No an actual Pokemon.
Game Freak can't make good games. I'm sorry.
No, they can't. Probably because they're forced to make one a year.
Most profitable franchise in the world.
Yeah, that's why it's the most damn profitable. Is
Scarlet and Violet is what they put out.
They're on that hustle. That's why it's the freaking most popular gaming franchise. They have a game every year.
No, because people love being nostalgic for it, and then little kids keep buying it.
Yeah. Most of the money for that franchise is in the cards, I think. The cards and the anime.
Games as well, but yeah, as an overall franchise, it's also the cards. But the cards don't determine anything for the games.
Yeah, even all the games do sell like there's bestsellers every single time. So. This guy is so hard. Oh yeah, the freaking.
I do like the upgraded names though. To go from Ninja to Shinobi, Kunoichi.
Cool. They could have easily just been Ninja 2, Ninja 3.
Yeah.
They took the little extra step. I like it. They also do that for the towers, but it makes a lot less sense because they are literally towers. So I don't know. I kind of wish we saw.
You left the little tutorial space on there.
Yeah, I kind of wish we saw like upgraded on later islands, like upgraded versions of Asura and Squid. We don't really see those.
That's okay. I didn't need surprise Squid anymore.
Especially with Asura, they could have like had a version with more arms or I don't know, something like that.
It's always weird seeing what the fuck.
Okay, I tried to do the move where he like teleports away, that move. But I hit the dodge button one too many times. Yeah, the button combinations in this are awkward. For that
Yeah,
move, you have to
they're not very
dodge.
good.
You have to dodge and then press the button. It's so weird. When I was trying to do that timing on my first playthrough, I was trying to press the buttons at the same time, but you can't do that. It just doesn't work. You have to dodge first, then press the button. And that also, it goes into, like, other moves. Like, so for one of the moves in the game, you air boost and then press, like, the X button, or square for PlayStation. And the square button is your homing attack button. So if you air boost and then try to homing attack, you will do this special move instead. It's kind of stupid. But these are cool. They don't utilize these enough.
I forgot about these.
You freaking draw the rails and then they spawn in the real world. It's so cool.
I don't know if I ever used this.
How'd you get over here? Did you just not get over here?
No, I did. Maybe I jumped over? Or I just don't remember
you probably rail jumped. Because this is where City Escape is. I actually, before the game came out, I watched so much pre-release footage that I had the first island, like, memorized, where all the cyberspace portals were, at least. Because I was like, that was the thing I was most invested in when this game was originally coming out. So it's like, oh, that's the traditional Sonic gameplay. That's probably going to be the best part, isn't it?
After the IGN's early look stuff, I gave up on watching footage for this game, being like, I'm sure I'm only going to get more pessimistic.
Yeah.
That was god awful.
And you were right, because I just kept getting more and more pessimistic. Actually, once they actually released a fully, proper trailer, I was like, okay, maybe this game will be good.
Yeah, the IGN stuff was just...
Yeah.
And then the first look where there was no commentary and just gameplay, and Sonic, like, walks for half of it.
Yeah, they were doing the whole, wow, look at the world, look at all the stuff, whoa.
This is a Sonic game, don't do that.
Yeah. Sonic, we want to see run fast and jump around things.
Oh, hey, look, this is City Escape. I didn't notice
that.
I didn't notice a lot of them. I was struggling like figure out some of the layouts.
Well, the Cityscape's like the only one that has this like middle rail on a curved path like that.
Those are some glitches.
Some glitches.
I had some audio or video playback glitches.
That keeps happening to you.
Huh.
But yeah, the City Escape levels or like the SA2 levels are like my highlight. Just because the SA2 is like one of my favorite Sonic games.
Too bad this one's too short.
Yeah, they cut out the truck sequence and the skateboarding sequence, so yeah, it's 48 seconds.
Wow. Wait, is it Gens or SA2?
It's SA2 City Escape. All the SA2 stages are the original level design from the original game,
as they should be.
But all the like classic Sonic levels are from Generations. All the Unleashed and like you know.
Man, imagine if we got Lava Reef Act 1.
But it's fucking Sky Sanctuary.
Oh man, I can't imagine doing that with like the Frontiers physics. Oh, that'd be awful.
Yeah, well, I mean, in 2D he's so slow, but we can talk about that more next part.